Okay, so currently I'm working with user story about possibility to select function to select kits. What I want to say that this user story is not ready right now, but we want to show what we have so far and just to make sure that we are going in right directions, or maybe you have some changes, some updates from what you see. We added one new button to equipment page. It's here. It's named called Select Kits. This button has behavior similar to button Select Equipment. It means that when sales rep will select some sales package, this button will be hidden. We also did the same when a user will select some equipment. This button also will be hidden. It means that user cannot mix kits with equipment or sales package. To select kits, he has to first delete all equipments or delete sales package, and then he will be able to select some kits. So now we navigate to this page. That's how it looks. This one button was renamed to new equipment. In such way, user can go back to previous grid, and that's how we designed this page so far. In top left corner, we can see drop down. This drop down shows us all system classes which we have in database, and user can select something, few of them, and grid down here is immediately filtered. It filters all functions which are linked to these system classes. It has some common functionality, can be like filtered, cleared, and so on. So that's everything what is about system classes. And here in right top corner, we have system attributes. In requirements, it says that it should be tree view and has to show all system attributes. Tree view can be 4 levels deep. So when we started to design it, we decided to not show this tree view right here because it can be pretty big and can be not very nice. So what we did similar input, but when we click on it, we can see a pop-up. This pop-up has tree view here. This tree view can be searched for some particular system attribute and some minor things like select all, expand, whole tree view, collapse. And here we can see a number of selected system attributes. So when we selected something what we are interested in, we can click OK, and here we can see all selected system attributes, which were height of this element is restricted to this one, and as we can see, grid was filtered the same way. To unselect something, we have to unselect it from this dialog box. And that's how it will be filtered. Then below here is actually our main grid. It has to be 3 levels deep. On first level, we can see function name, function description, and below all linked kits to those functions. And on third level, it should show all equipments which are linked to this kit. So this grid has functionality like sorting, paging, can be filtered by function name. So we can search for some kits by system class, system attributes, and even by function name. But as we discussed previously, it's not possible to search directly by kit name. So in case, well, when I know that I'm searching for kit 10, for instance, and I can't tell to this grid, show me only those functions which contain kit 10. I have to do it in some different way. That's how it works. Then on second level we have actually those kits. That's the same grid with name, description, and also checkbox here. One interesting thing here is that sometimes actually it is allowed to link one kit to few functions, and it was a bit confusing how to manage case when a user can select, for instance, this kit 1, but in some other grid it won't be selected. It can be confused, and we decided to synchronize those checkboxes for the same kits in different detailed grids. So in case he selects these grids here, it will be automatically selected here. And it also will be automatically selected in all other functions, on all other pages, whatever. So let's expand something in case we will, yeah, as you can see, it's also here selected. At this step, we are allowed to add these kits to our system design. In case I will click Add to Design, we will be navigated to our main page with new equipments, and all equipments from these kits will be shown on our grid. This part is not ready yet, so nothing to show there. But what is interesting, when user will go back here again to select something, he will be allowed to select the same kit again. In such case, we will delete equipment, the same kit which was added previously. So in case sets of equipment was updated from the last time, in such case we will update all equipments, like delete all equipments and add new one from the same kit. Then user is allowed to expand this equipment third level grid, and we can see here grid which is actually the same which we can see when we hit select equipment. One difference is here that about short description. On select equipment page, by default we have column device description which is read only, but there we have checkbox in the top of page which allows us to immediately switch to short description and user can edit it. Here we decided to show this editable column from the very beginning, but then user can change it if he wants. In-house quantity and contract quantity columns are read-only. We cannot change them. Then price, price and cost. They work in the same way as they work on select equipment page. Ours also is read-only. As for facility code and start number, they are editable, and ceiling condition also is editable when it's allowed. These two read only. Okay, interesting thing about prices and costs and hours. Let's pretend that we can see here, instead of those zeros, some numbers like 2 or 3, or 2 and 3. These values are configured on administration page. we cannot change them, but prices are shown here for one piece of equipment. It can confuse, or maybe not. And it's the same stuff.
So you're on that one, we talked about it a little bit last time. If we had a in-house quantity of 3, that is still going to say 121, and that would mean that it's 121 each, right? So the cost is actually 102, and the price is 360 or whatever, even though we're not showing that anywhere because that's price each. Is that right?
As I remember, you discussed it about administration page, and you decided there to rename this column as price and like suffix for each or something like that. Should we do it here the same?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it should probably be the same as what we did on the other page. Yep, that sounds right.
Okay. So at this moment it is editable, but in case I will edit something and will add it to system design, it won't work because it's not implemented yet. That's what I'm doing right now. So that's actually everything what we have for this page. Lauren, do you have some comments, or maybe you think that something should be changed here?
No, so far it looks great. I can't think of any questions, but I'm recording this to rewatch just in case I can come up with something later.
Okay, so in case you will find something, you can send us email and we will check it.
Are you going to add, where you have the add kit, are you also going to have an add function?
No, we don't have this feature. We can add only kits, and then after we select kits, it's impossible to figure out from which functions it was selected at this moment.
I think they're going to want to be able to search by function in order to pick the kit.
They can search by function on this page, if I understand it correctly. So we can select something like end with 1, and that's how it works. Is that what you mean?
I'll have to double check. I think it needs to be done both ways, where you can either select a kit or select a function, and then you can search through the functions for the kit you need based on the functions. This is good for selecting kit. I just think I'll double check with the business. I think it needs to work both ways.
Well, what does selecting function mean exactly? Like a function is associated with lots of kits.
If a customer wants an access control system with 4 doors, you would search a function to find a 4-door access. Like you would use the attributes to find an access system with 4 doors, and it would show you all the kits that have that in it.
Yeah, I think that's how this works. So if you go to the attributes and you select whatever attributes you want, then only the stuff that satisfies that attribute, those attributes that have been selected, those are the only ones that show up in this grid here. And so then you'd say, okay, there's 5 functions that satisfy those, that have those attributes. And then if you can then look through, say, oh, it's actually function 21 that I'm talking about. So you go to underneath function 21 and you pick the kit that you want from there. But at no point do you add a function to a system design, right? A function doesn't have any equipment in it or anything. So the functions is, the way that you get to the kit, kind of. Is that right?
And I mean, this still is all confusing for me, so it may be easier to understand if we have some actual data instead of just function one, attribute three. But I may just run this video through the business through Robert Flynn just to see if he has any questions.
Okay. It'd be pretty easy to change some data, at least for a couple of those, right? To, whatever, make the system attributes look like, I don't know, words that make sense. And then
Yeah,
we could name a couple of the functions the right stuff and name a few of the kits the right things.
yeah, that might be
You know,
helpful.
That would be pretty easy.
Okay.
Do we, I mean, are the admin screens progressed far enough to actually do that? To let the users do that? Or
I am not aware about admin screen.
do we have, I think we saw a bunch of examples or screenshots and all that stuff from the old Red Hawk system to be able to steal some function names and kit names and stuff, right? Or I don't know. What do you want to just tell Yvonne, some example functions and then some kits that are in those functions, and he can go insert them into the tables, and then we can, see what it looks like that way?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just a second. Do you mean? Do you want me to prepare some data, but from where I should take those examples?
I think Lauren is going to send you like a few kit names and then a few kits that are in those. I'm sorry. She's going to send you a few function names and then tell you some kit names that are inside of those functions. Mm-hmm. And you'll just go change function 41, just change that text, the name in the database, change that value from function 41 to whatever name she gives you. Just to, manipulate the data a little bit.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
In general, this is, functions, kits, equipment kind of a thing, right? So when you add a kit to a system design, we are adding that equipment to the system design, and, we're going to make it look like a kit by grouping them together on the equipment page and stuff, all that stuff we talked about last time, or a while back. And so then we will say this kit is associated with this, system design, and the equipment for that kit will be on that system design, because they added it. They can have multiple kits added to a system design, but it's not like you say, I want to add function 41, right? I want to add this function to the system design. That function has 30 kits in it. What exactly do you want to add here, right? You are, ultimately adding the kit to the system design because that has the equipment in it, So there isn't really a, I'm going to select this function and add it to the system design, idea at all. Does that sound totally wrong?
I'll have to double check the notes. I know that they definitely wanted to record the kit. So, like, if you pick kit 20, it would need to show not to the customer, but on reporting and for the agreement, it would need to say kit 20 somewhere. Are we saving it once they pick kit?
Yes, we are saving the kit. We're saying, we know that they added Kit 20 to the system design.
Okay.
If you go to the select equipment or to the equipment page, you'll see a group called Kit 20 with that equipment in it, and then you can also do whatever reporting you want off of all of it. So
Perfect.
the kit is the thing we are associating with system design. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. I have to
Okay,
jump
so
on
if you
another
want-
call. I think you do too.
Yes, I do too. Yep. So if you want to send Yvonne some example kit names and function names so that he can change them, and then we can either demo this again or, you know, whatever you want to do next. Obviously, we want to show this to the business, you know, soon enough so that they can tell us if it's totally wrong. But at the same time, it's not done, and so we can't really, you know, finish off the, you know, the rest of the demo here. So it'll be whenever you want to show it to them, it's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's summarize. I'm waiting for email with some desired data, which I will create script about them. I will send you, so you will be able to run it on any database and use it as data for demo.
I think really what we're saying, Yvonne, is we're just going to have you change that function 41 wherever that's stored right now. If it's on your local machine, that's where we'll change it. And so then you'll do your demo with those different checks, and that's all. It's nothing else. We're not going to put the data anywhere else. Yeah, so it's just for demo purposes is all.
Okay, I hope my changes will make some sense to you.
Yep. No, I think it looks good, or at least this is all exactly what I had in mind. So I think we continue ahead with the plan and you know, keep going with what we have, and we can update that data and either demo it again, you know, a week from now, or, you know, make a video or something to show the users or whatever one wants to do. But we'll talk about it again in a week with Lauren, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty, I got to drop, guys. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you.